welcome back to my podcast, everybody. I am sorry. I am so busy with everything going on that I am not getting the podcast episodes out as scheduled, but I'm doing the best that I can. In the next 30 days, there are going to be a lot of changes. I'm trying to be patient with myself. I'm driving right now. If you can hear background noise, I need to get these things off my mind while I'm driving, because when I get home I have a lot of work to do and it's hard to get it done. I've got a lot on my mind. My mind is not very clear right now because I am moving out of a house that I've lived in for 15 years and there's so much to do that I feel like I'm having a hard time making decisions. Something that's been going on with me in the past couple of weeks, my parents came over and I already told them that the house is a disaster. And the last couple of years I've just been in, physically I haven't been doing well because I've gained so much weight, but then also mentally I have struggled to keep my house clean, and they were really upset when they came over one day, and I understand. I understand. The one thing that was interesting is that usually when my parents come at me and they're upset at me for something, I am able to blame it on Jason. And I'm able to blame everything that's going on him, because then I can still have my good standing with my parents and I can play the victim. And now I won't do that anymore. I will not do that to Jason. And so I had to stand there and hear my dad be upset at me, and I had no excuse. No excuse that was valid to explain the condition of the house. Anyway, that's all a long story, but I guess what's coming up for me is I'm finding myself preparing for the worst as far as my parents go. And logically, I know that they're going to love me and they're still going to care about me, but in my heart, I've never been in this position before with them. I've always tried to at least put on a face that I'm doing my best and that I have no control over things. And now I feel like I am to blame for everything, and I'm realizing my part in all of it. And I'm having a hard time not pushing my parents away, because they've always been that stable, that, the people that are always there for me. And now I feel like I don't deserve that anymore. And it's almost like I want to push them away before they can reject me. And logically, I'm thinking they're not going to reject me. Like, it's going to be fine. They may be upset when they move into our house and they might have some bad feelings for me, but they're going to get over it and they're going to be okay. But I am having a really hard time inside of my body. Like, I'm preparing for the worst. I'm preparing that I won't ever see them again. I'm preparing to change my phone number and never see them again, because I identified so much with being a certain type of girl for them, a certain daughter to them, that is not true. I don't feel like it's true. I don't feel like I'm anything that I pretended to be. And I think it has to do with, being raised in an environment where I didn't get the attention that I wanted if I didn't do the things that my dad wanted me to do. And so I always knew what I needed to do, how I needed to show up in order for him to love me and give me all the attention. And so this is a whole new place for me. And I remember, when I had this impression, it's time to leave this house, I had no idea all the things that were going to come up for me emotionally, especially around my parents. And then seeing them confront me and seeing the anger in my parents, it was very heartbreaking to me. And it's just something new that I don't know how to process. So that's going to happen, the next 30 days. I'll be out of that house, and And I'm going to break all those ties that I have with my parents financially. And I don't know, what's going to happen from there. But I wish I didn't have to prepare for the worst. I wish I could just have faith that I know that whatever happens, whatever money they have to put into the house to make it the way they want it to be, it will be okay. They might be mad at first, but it's going to be okay. They're still going to love me, right? And I know that this experience I'm going through is going to free me from some attachments that I have that are not serving me. And it will be good. I just wanted to get out and just talk about what I was feeling with this codependence that I have on my parents' approval. It's like my foundation is crumbling. And the foundation wasn't even secure. It wasn't even real. It was pretended. And so now what? If my foundation crumbles, now what? And I'm finding myself really in my food addiction and, continuing to put on weight and continuing to have a hard time taking care of myself. And I never knew how painful this process would be of truly finding myself. I never found myself. I never allowed myself to discover who I am because I knew who everyone else wanted me to be. And I just stuck with that. But I know there's more in me. I know that I'm more than what everyone else expects of me. And I can feel that potential inside of me. But right now, I'm trying to love this part of me that I don't love. And I'm trying to push away my parents so that they can't reject me the way that I'm afraid of them rejecting. But maybe in the end, all of our relationships will be stronger, and that this was a necessary step. But also maybe my relationship with my family will never be the same. And maybe that's what I have to learn, is to be okay with myself no matter what, no matter who's around. And it's like everything, all the ways that I coped, all the games that I played to get my needs met are not working now. I can't play the same game. I can't do the same things to get what I had got in the past, because it's just not the truth anymore. And you can't unsee the truth. Even though I want to still put blame on someone else, I know that I'll never get anywhere by doing that. I'm going to try to record another episode about the untethered soul, the part 3. But for right now, I felt like I needed to take a minute and record the feelings that I'm having right now. What I want is to record all the good, positive, happy things, but this is part of the healing process. And I wanted to get it while I was feeling these feelings. Thanks everyone for listening. Like I said, in the next 30 days, actually the next 6 weeks, because my son's wedding is also right after we move, so it's crazy. But I'm going to do my best to maybe just do an episode like this while I'm driving in my car so that I can continue this journey for myself, for my own healing, for my own documenting, so I can see how far I've come. Sometimes just listening back to the old episodes can remind me of where I was and how far I've come and how much I've learned. And this is the most painful piece that I have experienced so far. So there's got to be some beauty at the other side of it, right? That's what I keep telling myself. Anyways, love you all. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you guys later.